All right, welcome to the all-new Dayparting inside of PPC Entourage. Please note that if you had Dayparting before, that information was piped over to the new Dayparting system, so all of that is still active and ready to go. And the way to find the new Dayparting is to simply select one or more campaigns. And a good use case for this is, let's say you wanted to find out the specific hours that work really well for a portfolio of products. Well, you could actually load up a portfolio or load up a tag and go and do it that way. So here you see I've selected two different campaigns, and if I go over to the rules drop-down section and click on Dayparting, what we're doing here is we're pulling in all of the information for these two campaigns over the last 30 days. Please note that once you sign up for Entourage, that's when we're going to start to push the information for Dayparting. So we'll take 30 days for you to get this information, and we can go as far back as 90 days. So this is incredibly valuable information to see how your campaigns are performing, but also you have the ability to sort of lump these campaigns together and get some good information about what's going on. So when you go over here, you're going to see that the time zone is set to where you live currently, and you can change that to any time zone that you want. Please note that Pacific time zone is typically what Amazon uses. However, it'll just adjust accordingly, and you can set it to Pacific if you want, if you're not in the Pacific time zone. Right now, I'm just going to keep it in the US New York time zone. So you can see that we don't have a template applied, and you're going to notice that all of the different metrics are listed across the page. So if I wanted to set my Dayparting based on ACOS rules, I would do that. Then I also have impressions, clicks, CPC, conversion percentage, and spend. So let's go over to ACOS. Next thing I'm going to do is click on hide numbers, and this is going to show the actual performance based on hour of the day. Now the ACOS is a little different because you're going to see a percentage here. Let's see 14, 54, 53, and you're also going to see numbers. Well, the numbers represent the zero ACOS, where you have clicks and no sales. So this is important because if we show just a zero ACOS, it's really hard to say how many clicks led to that zero ACOS. So we may then want to go over here and click on with at least this many clicks. Let's do 5. So now what we're doing is we're going to highlight all of the times that have clicks and no sales, which is a 0% ACOS. And we have some of the worst performers across these two campaigns. You can see this hour here, it has 7 clicks and no sales, and 8 and 6. And potentially what we could do for these hours is make a rule. So if I come down over here, maybe we want to pause the targets for those particular time frames because there have not been any sales on those time frames. So, one suggestion would be to go back maybe a little bit further in time, 60 days or 90 days, and find the worst performing tiles that have clicks and no sales and go from there. Next example is, let's say we wanted to find the bottom 10%. So the bottom 10% are all of your high ACOS timeframes. You can see here 54%, 53, 50%, and then maybe we want to decrease the bid on those timeframes by 25%. And that's what we'll do. Keep in mind that you have to click on save after every rule that you have implemented. You have to click on save. Now let's go ahead and let's clear. Let's see here, one moment. I'm going to save those rules. Now let's go ahead and let's go to the upper percentage. Here we have the best performing ones, 14%, 15%, 12%. What we could do there is we could increase the bid. Let's say by 10%. Okay, very simple and straightforward. You click on save and you are all done. All right, so there's a lot of ways that you can go about this. You can go and look at impressions, and you can see how many impressions you're getting, and you can make rules based on impressions. Another good one would be conversion percentage. Clicking on the conversion percentage, you can see when you have 0% conversion or when you have very high conversion, and you can increase or decrease the bid. There's a little trick here. If you go and click on, let's say we have an entire, let's say time frame that's just underperforming. Look at this, we have 2 a.m., we have no sales at 2 a.m. We can highlight all of 2 a.m. by clicking on 2 a.m. And we can go and make a rule for 2 a.m. to pause the targets, as an example. All right, and then click on save. Also, you can do it by day of the week. So let's say just on Saturday you wanted to reduce the bids. You can go ahead and do that as well. Now there's a better way to do that inside of week parting, but just know that you can click on these times over here and you can make adjustments that way. Now, if you go over here, you'll see that you have multiple options, and this goes for all of the rules, but inside, day parting, week parting, campaign performance, you have multiple options. You can increase the bid, decrease the bid, or pause the target. You can increase the budget, decrease the budget, or pause the campaign entirely. But you could also increase or decrease the top of search modifier or set the top of search modifier to a specific value. Please note that if you increase the bid, you could also set a max budget over here. So last but not least, we have the ability to set a template. We can apply this new rule to multiple campaigns. We can save this as a template. And if we do decide to save it as a template, we go over here to rules, we go to Dayparting, and we go to apply template. And you can see all of the templates that we have saved are over here, which we don't have for this account. We can apply that template. Once a rule is made, you go over to the rules section, and you can see that the rules will be listed right over here inside of the rules section, for which we can remove the rule, we can pause the rule, or we can apply or remove a template.